So we're big fans on maturity, and maturity can mean a lot of different things. But if you don't understand culturally where your organization's at, if you don't understand the maturity of your platform, if you don't understand the maturity of a particular business unit, for instance, that you may be trying to solve something for, it's very difficult. Just because you can buy the latest and greatest technology, it's not going to solve that issue. It's not the silver bullet. So we look at everything from a maturity perspective, and what we found through our doing digital projects is that there's kind of 4 quadrants where we see companies at, and obviously some companies are going to be kind of somewhere in between, but the bottom left is really kind of the early stage, where leadership is not quite sure, how digital is going to be a game changer for them, where that kind of platform-based business model may be in their industry. And a lot of the innovation, or a lot of the dabbling with digital, is coming from, or platforms like Power Platform is coming from, IT. And it's a small little pocket where we created this app, or we created this kind of data project. And then you have those kind of that leadership sees the opportunity of really how digital platforms can change their business, and they're looking for help on really building that strategy out, building that blueprint out, and realizing that through a plan and a roadmap, and what projects they should be doing and how they should prioritize and so on. So we call that top down. So full commitment as it relates to leadership, driving through culture, and driving the desire to really want to look at digitizing their entire business, but they need help as it relates to that strategy and plan. The mature is really, they have that plan, they have that strategy, they have their themes, which we'll talk about here in a second, but they're looking for platform partners, or they're looking for digital platforms to, let's say, around work management, or around enterprise asset management, and so on. And then leaders are really where you see a clear, defined strategy. They've got key roles within the organization as chief digital officers and so on. And there's a top-down drive of innovation across the culture. There is strong governance across how they roll out IT projects like Power Platform, and there is the very clear initiatives that they need partners, specialty partners, to execute on. And so, depending on where they're at in that life cycle, we can go into a very innovative organization that's bleeding edge, and we can bring very cutting edge expertise in engineering to help them execute last mile projects. Or we can be working with leadership that says, hey, I need help from having a strategy altogether, and working with my team to help build a plan of how we can get there, and what are the kind of near term, midterm, long term opportunities that we can start leveraging tools like Power Platform, or digital based tools like that, to start transforming.
That's great. So the technology is core here, but it's not where you spend all your time. It sounds like a lot of your time is really spent helping the business get where they need to be, so that they can ingest or digest the technology.
So yes and no. The process itself is meant to really streamline very quickly, to help us and the customer understand what the need is, and where they're at in that journey, so that we can quickly identify what are some immediate value elements that could be created. Power Platform is a great example of that. So within the Power Platform, based on where you're at in their journey, based on kind of these key problem statements you're trying to solve, is there some low-hanging fruit that we can immediately tackle while we're looking at architecting kind of the overall blueprint? So it's the purpose of it is really to get to value faster, to identify opportunities sooner, and understand the right approach and design to apply digital to help get there. So it's not meant to be this overly complicated process. It's really just about a methodical way of understanding about where that person is in that process, what are the needs they have, and quickly getting to resolution and value.